Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me introduce the sir once again. Dr. Hitesh Panchal sir, Assistant Professor of Mechanical Engineering Department at GEC Patan. Dr. Panchal sir has published more than 100 research papers in reputed international journals. Sir is appreciated with many prestigious awards like Best PhD Thesis Award, Bharat Excellence Award, and many more. He has filed 24 full patents and 4 industrial designs, and among them, 2 patents and 2 industrial designs have been granted. Recently, Dr. Panchal sir is selected in top 2 Indian scientists in energy category published by Stanford University. Dr. Panchal sir has already conducted the session on the first day of STTP, which was on investigation and performance analysis of passive solar still. So we are very glad to have sir once again as a resource person for sharing his deep and valuable knowledge with us. I, on the behalf of SASIT, welcome you, sir, and we are enraptured upon accepting our invite. Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to hand over the session to you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Now let me share my presentation. So friend, in my first lecture, I have already told you regarding with what do you mean by passive solar steel and active solar steel. And today my presentation is on current research and developments on solar desalination system. So friend, this is a content of my presentation one by one. Now today within this 1.5 hour lecture that everybody will understand about the current research, because my presentation is very simple, so everybody understand the research work. And if anybody has some doubt, so definitely we will discuss. So for content, if first in my last lecture I have told you regarding with what is desalination system. Then in current research and development, actually the output from the solar desalination system is lower. Okay, so why we have to connect, or we can say use solar collector that is coupled with desalination system. For the collectors are concerned, flat plate collector, evacuative collector, and parabolic trough collector will be studied, because if you will find out the maximum research paper on solar desalination system, then you will see about the FPC that called flat plate collector, ETC it is called evacuative collector, and PT that is called parabolic trough collector. And what is the current research and development on such collectors, that also I will discuss. And at last I will share with you regarding with the HDS system, that is a recent trend in desalination system. And this HDS system has a capability of to produce 50 liter water to the 500 to 5 lakh liter water per day. That point we will discuss. So about the solar desalination system, we all are knowing that it is a process in which the saline water can be converted into potable water by use of the solar energy. Okay, now main point that why a solar collector is coupled with the solar desalination system. So to explain regarding with the solar collector with the solar desalination system, two figures I have put. Left side you will see solar steel, and right side you can see solar collector. So to understand clearly, I can say that two points are very important in case of the desalination system. First one, that is higher water temperature, and second one, lower inner glass cover temperature. Now, if you want to increase the water temperature, okay, so if you will supply the hot water, so definitely the hot water require less heat for the evaporation purpose, and definitely your output will be increased. So the main purpose to use solar collector coupled with the solar desalination system is to increase the water temperature. So if you will see the research article based on the solar desalination system with the higher distillate output, so at the same time the researchers have used the solar collector. So reason very simple, that the solar collector will supply the hot water to the basin, and the hot water require less heat for the evaporation, and your output will be increased. Now in solar collectors are concerned, there are many solar collectors are there. First one, that is called flat plate collector. Okay, so first of all we will discuss something regarding with the flat plate collector with the solar desalination system. So first experiment with the solar the flat plate collector with the solar steel has been conducted by Dr. G.N. Tiwari sir and his team. So to understand the use of the flat plate collector with the solar steel, a simple figure I have put it here of Dr. G.N. Tiwari sir. You can see a flat plate collector is put, and the flat plate collector will supply hot water to the basin. Okay, so basin, if the water is hot, so it requires less heat for the evaporation, and your output will be increased. And then what will happen, that cold water will go to downward side, and with the help of the pump, that the water can be further passing through the solar collector, it will become hot and cycle will be repeated. But in this case, we must put a pump. So we cannot say that this whole system is 100% solar operated. Okay, because pump is not operated by solar energy. It is possible that you can put a photovoltaic panel, and for photovoltaic panel, if you can use the DC pump, so definitely the pump is also operated by solar energy with the help of the photovoltaic panel. But at that time, sir has used a pump which taken the electricity not from solar but for conventional energy. So we cannot say that this whole system is operated by solar energy. So if you will use this kind of arrangement, means flat plate collector with the solar steel, so definitely your distillate output will be higher. Okay, and here you can see it is around increment of 120% more as compared with the single basin single slope solar steel. It is also called we can say that conventional one. And maximum distillate output from solar steel coupled with the flat plate collector was around 6.75 liter per day during the month of the October. It has been concluded by the G.N. Tiwari and his team members. So flat plate collector can be used. It can increase the distillate output at 120% more as compared with the conventional solar steel. Okay. Now second one, double basin solar steel with the flat plate collector. So what is the use of the double basin solar steel? So in my last lecture, I have already told you that in double basin solar steel, why the researchers have used the use of the double basin solar steel. So there is one drawback of a single basin solar steel is that in single basin solar steel, whenever the water vapor is condensed, so the latent heat of condensation that is lost to the atmosphere from glass cover. Okay, so if you will use the double basin solar steel, so what will happen? Whatever the latent heat of condensation that which is lost to the atmosphere, that will utilize to increase the water of the upper basin. Okay, this is a basic concept why the double basin solar steel has been used. So second experiment also done by the same team members with the double basin solar steel. In double basin solar steel, they have also coupled a flat plate collector, and the flat plate collector is coupled with the lower basin. So the temperature of the water inside the lower basin remains always higher as compared with the upper basin, and upper basin directly receive the sun rays. Okay, so upper basin receive heat from the lower basin and also receive the heat from the solar energy. So what is the result of the double basin solar steel with the flat plate collector? So here you can see one graph. In that graph you can see that lower basin distillate output is increased as compared with the upper basin, and at 1 p.m. you can see lower basin obtain distillate output more than 3.2 liter. That means at 1 p.m. from the lower basin, the distillate output is increased about more than 3.2 liter. As well as one more thing, that from the double basin solar steel, the distillate output is obtained from lower basin as well as the upper basin both. That is why if you will compare the performance of single basin and double basin, so definitely your distillate output will always remain higher in case of the double basin solar steel. Okay, so during my PhD work, I have also used the double basin solar steel that later on I will discuss with you. But here in this kind of system, also the pump is used. So we cannot say that the whole system is 100% operated by solar energy. Okay, now a second point which is very important, and at present the people are using, that is called evacuated tube collector, which is briefly written as ETC, that is called evacuated tube collector. So second point for discussion is evacuated tube collector that coupled with the solar desalination system. So I think everybody know about the evacuated tubes, because if you will see the the solar water heater, so solar water heater always used with the tubes. The tubes are called evacuated tubes. Okay, now what is the peculiar property of the evacuated tubes as compared with the flat plate collector is that, so in case of the flat plate collector, you require pump for the thermosiphon effect. Okay, thermosiphon effect means what? That means the cold water will go to downward side and hot water will go to upper side. That is simply due to the density difference. Okay, so in evacuated tube, what will happen? It is a borosilicate glass tube. Okay, it is also called a concentric tubes. Concentric tubes that we all are knowing that if the two circles having a same center, it is called concentric. Okay, so these evacuated tubes are concentric tubes, and between the two tubes there is a vacuum. Between the two tubes there is a vacuum. So what will happen? Whatever the heat will come inside, okay, whatever heat will come inside, that will not lost to the atmosphere, but there is one loss that is called the convection loss, but it is not much as compared with the flat plate collector. That is why the evacuated tubes are much used for the solar thermal application as compared with the flat plate collector. So here you can see in this diagram, two figures are drawn. Left side you can see the evacuated tubes, and right side you can see the evacuated tubes, but it is a line diagram. Okay, so in line diagram, you can see that a cold water will go to downward side. It receives the solar energy and it becomes the hot water. So this is nothing but it is called the evacuator tubes, which is generally used for the solar thermal application. And the many researchers have also used the evacuator tubes coupled with a solar desalination system to supply hot water and to increase the distillate output. Okay, so now in the first experiment that which I have conducted during my PhD work, in which a solar steel is used and the evacuator tubes directly couple with the solar steel. I think if you will see that in this system, the tubes are directly coupled with the solar steel. Suppose I will take a one simple example that if you can carry out one experiment in which you can use the evacuated tube collector separately, and whatever the hot water is collected by the evacuated tubes collector, and then such water if you will supply to the basin, and second way you will directly couple the evacuated tubes, so definitely we can say that if the tubes are directly coupled with the solar steel, so the losses will be very low as compared with if you will take the hot water from evacuated tubes collector separately, and with the help of piping arrangement you will supply the water to the basin. So definitely the distillate output will be higher and losses will be lower in case of the directly couple of evacuated tubes with the solar steel. Here you can see three wires. You can see these three wires are nothing but these are called the thermocouples. In my last lecture, I have already told you that the purpose of thermocouple is to measure the temperature, and here three temperatures have been measured. First one water temperature, second one inner glass cover temperature, and third one basin water temperature. And next you can see one box. That box is nothing but it is called data logger. What is data logger? Earlier I have told you data logger will record the data not every hour but every second, but in my case I have recorded data for every 1 hour, because in my research work I have put one assumption that the steady state condition is reached at every hour. And friend, as we all are knowing, whenever you will work on the thermal analysis problem, so we have to so then at the same time we have to understand about the steady state condition. Okay, so actually it is very difficult to know that the steady state condition is reached or not, but you can take one assumption that the steady state condition is reached at every 1 hour. That is why hourly readings have been taken by me during my experimentation. And I think everybody know very well regarding with the steady state means what. If the condition does not vary with the time, but that condition is called the steady state condition, and whatever the readings are logged by the data logger, those all the readings can be shown with the help of the laptop. Okay, and right side you can see a diagram in which you can see the 23-degree angle of glass cover that we all are knowing why. Okay, and then vacuum tubes are attached, and generally if you will see the vacuum tubes, the vacuum tube has a length is around 1.5 meters. So same thing that I have used. This is my experimental setup. So you can see in this experimental setup that many evacuate tubes have directly coupled with the solar steel. So what will happen, the cold water from the solar steel will go to downward side. It will receive the solar energy, okay, and become hot water, and hot water directly go to the upper side of the basin. That means the thermosiphon effect, the cold water will go to downward side and hot water will go to upper side. That is why if whenever you will use the evacuated tubes, so at the same time you don't require any kind of pump. So this is a peculiar property of the evacuated tubes, and generally the evacuated tubes, it is available in market. The cost is around 500 rupees for one tube. Okay. And whatever the research has been carried out by me during my PhD, so at the same time I have also carried out one theoretical analysis, because whenever you will go for PhD work, so in PhD work only experimentation is not good. Okay, because in experimental work you will get some results, but such results you have to validate it. Okay, so for validation purpose there are two ways. First way, that is called, you can go for theoretical analysis, and second way you will go for the CFD analysis. So CFD analysis that I have not carried out during my PhD work. So in PhD I have carried out the theoretical modeling. In theoretical modeling, the energy balance equation that I have applied, and from theoretical analysis, water temperature, inner glass cover temperature, and distillate output have been determined, and whatever the experimental results like water temperature, inner glass cover temperature, and distillate output, okay, from the experimental results that have been compared with the theoretical modeling, and I have received very good agreement with theoretical results as well as the experimental results. And this paper has been published in Heat and Mass Transfer Journal. It is a Springer publication. It has an impact factor around 2, and this paper has a very good citation at that time. So whenever you will free, and if you want to work on solar desalination system with the evacuate tubes, so you are requested to kindly see this paper, so you will understand very clearly regarding with the theoretical modeling. Okay, now one more experiment that has been carried out by my team with the pyramid type of solar steel. Actually, if you will see the solar steel earlier, so solar steel that many people have worked, it was a single stage, single basin solar steel, and the glass cover is flat. Okay, but if you will use the pyramid type of solar steel, the pyramid type of solar steel has one advantage, that as we all are knowing that sun is moving from east to west. Okay, so whenever pyramid type solar steel can be used, so the sun is it at east, then you will get the radiation with a higher quantity at zenith. You will get radiation on pyramid type of solar steel, and during the west side you will also receive the radiation. So this is a good property of the pyramid type of solar steel. Some researchers have also used the double slope type of solar steel, but there is one experiment that has been carried out by the Dr. G.N. Tiwari sir in Climate Condition of Delhi that I want to tell you. Between the experiment on a single slope solar steel and double slope solar steel. So from the research work, Dr. G.N. Tiwari sir and his team concluded that for 1 year of time interval, if you will consider, so country like India, single slope solar steel is better as compared with the double slope solar steel. But in India, there are some researchers that are using a double slope solar steel, but really I don't know why they are working on double slope solar steel, because it has been already worked that a single slope solar steel is better for a yearly time interval. But what they are doing during their research work, they conducted experiment during the summer climate condition. So summer climate condition, but obviously you will get higher output for the double slope solar steel. But if you will carry out the readings for 1 year, so in 1 year definitely you will get higher output for the single slope solar steel. Okay, so one research has been carried out, the pyramid type of solar steel with the evacuate tubes. So definitely the distillate output will be higher as compared with only conventional solar steel as well as the conventional pyramid type of solar steel. Now at present, in place of the data logger, because the data logger is around 30,000 to 35,000 rupees, now the people are using Arduino. Okay, the Arduino cost is around 500 to 600 rupees, and if you will do the programming, so within 1,200 rupees, the data logger can be possible with the help of Arduino, and you can log the data. And it is also possible that whatever data that you will obtain, the same data you will also take in your mobile. So this is called a technology. Definitely the Arduino has been used by the many researchers, and also some researchers are they are using the Arduino. But only one problem is that in PhD work we have to put the calibration certificate. So it is somewhat difficult to carry out the calibration of Arduino. Okay. Now, a second experiment, that was the double basin solar steel. Earlier, we have already discussed that double basin solar steel has a good advantage, that whatever the latent heat of condensation which is lost to the atmosphere, so that is utilized by the upper basin, and definitely your distillate output will be obtained from the lower basin as well as the upper basin. So as compared with the single slope, single basin solar steel, double basin solar steel always produce the higher distillate output. So here you can see a diagram of the double basin solar steel, only the double basin that I have shown it here. And you can see experimental setup of double basin solar steel and line diagram of double basin solar steel. You can see the height of the basin that has been increased in case of double basin, because two basins are combined. Okay, and you can see the angle of glass cover remains same, it is 23 degree. Okay, and the angle of the, we can say that evacuated tubes, it is around 45 degree. Okay, and the experiment that I have conducted in a climate condition of Mehsana in my institute, because earlier I have worked in Gujarat Power Engineering and Research Institute. Now whatever the research that has been carried out on the double basin solar steel with vacuum tubes, so actually as compared with the flat plate collector and double basin solar steel, the distillate output was around 7 to 8 liters. But if you will use the double basin solar steel with vacuum tubes, so definitely you will get the output around 9 to 10 liters. And I have conducted this experiment for 1 year. So for 1 year, the average distillate output was around 9 to 10 liters. Okay, and for 1 year, the distillate output, water temperature, okay, all such data which I have obtained, the data that I have put it in one research paper, that is Journal of King Saud University Engineering Science. It is as well publication. Okay, and next paper which I have published, in which whatever the double basin solar steel with evacuated tubes which I have prepared, so the theoretical modeling that I have carried out, the theoretical modeling in which the double basin solar steel with vacuum tubes with theoretical water temperature, inner glass cover temperature, and water temperature. During the theoretical analysis, the same results I have obtained from the experimental analysis and compared, and I have received a good agreement between the theoretical results as well as the experimental results. And this article published in a Desalination and Water Treatment Journal. It is SCIE, that is called Science Citation Index Expanded Journal, with the impact factor 1.7. And the article, the publisher was Taylor and Francis Journal. Now, a third research work that has been from triple basin solar steel. So first, single basin solar steel with evacuated tubes. Second one, double basin solar steel with evacuate tubes. In both the cases, theoretical modeling has been prepared and compared with the experimental results. Now, this is a new work that is called a triple basin solar steel with the evacuate tubes or vacuum tubes. Vacuum tubes you can also use, but the proper word that is called evacuated tubes. And now, in this experiment, I have used the evacuated heat pipe. You can see in line diagram, one small pipe is emerged from the evacuated tubes. It is called heat pipe. Now, friend, we all are knowing what is heat pipe, because in heat and mass transfer, we already studied regarding with the heat pipe. So why the heat pipe is used in with the evacuated tubes? The reason is whenever the heat pipe used, the heat pipe can early heat the water, because during the morning hours the temperature is lower, as well as we can say that the intensity is also lower. So at the same time, the early heating of water is required. So if you require early heating of water, so with help of the evacuated tubes, you can use the heat pipe. And here triple basin solar steel, and here you can see the whatever the basin is used, that basin has also a modification. That modification that is called corrugated sheets have been used. As we all are knowing that corrugated sheets, if you will use, so definitely your surface area will be increased, and due to the increment in surface area, your heat transfer rate will be increased. So and also there is the higher temperature is obtained in lower basin, okay, but in middle basin and upper basin the output will not be higher as compared with the lower basin. Okay, the lowest, we can say, the output that can be obtained from the middle basin. So to increase the distillate output of middle basin, I have also used the latent heat storage material. So from the triple basin solar steel with the evacuated tubes, actually the cost is around 25,000 rupees. But from this kind of arrangement, around 20 liter water per day obtained. So if you will carry out the energy payback time, here energy payback time that I am not going to show you because of the time restriction, but if you will carry out the energy payback time, so the cost of water, it is less than 20 paisa, and energy payback time, that is less than 6 months. So this triple basin solar steel with evacuate tubes is a very good solar steel, because it can be used for the small family water requirement. Because as we all are knowing, as per the WHO, that is called World Health Organization guidelines, adult can drink average 3 liter water per day. So if you will consider small family, like 2 adult, 2 child, so the consumption will not be more than 10 liters, because 2 adult will be 3 plus 3, 6 liters, and the child, if you will consider the half liter, so 2 children will consider, so it will be 6, so it will be 3 liter. So 6 plus 3 is a 9 liter. But here in this kind of solar steel, a 20 liter water is obtained. So this kind of solar steel will definitely use for the small family portable water requirement due to higher distillate output. But one more thing that I want to discuss with you regarding with the water, here from the solar steel, whatever water that can be obtained, actually this water is called distillate water. That is not called a mineral water. Okay, please understand carefully. Here, whatever water that is obtained from the solar steel, that water is called potable water, not a mineral water. Okay, but it is also possible to convert this distillate water or DM water into we can say that potable, we can say that mineral water by adding the minerals. So during my PhD, I have also added the minerals, and the water can be converted into the mineral water. Okay, so Please understand very well
Sir,
from the
sir,
solar
my
steel.
one question.
Yes,
Sir,
yes,
one question. Yeah,
yes.
sir. In Bisleri bottle,
Okay.
is it added the minerals or it's only the distilled water?
Bisleri, that is a mineral water, and actually in Bisleri they use RO water and some other technology. They are not using the water which is obtained from the solar steel. And generally in solar steel, whatever water is used, produced, that water is used in maximum good application, that is in battery, because in battery we require DM water, demineralized water.
And sir, what is the input for the solar steel? That means the quality of the water for the solar steel as an
Input, that is
input.
1 minute. Input, that is we require the salty water. Okay, that is input, and we require solar energy. So due to the evaporation and condensation process, you will obtain the potable water. Simple.
Okay. Okay. So salty water is required. Say
Uh,
for example, if it is in village or town, if the salty
yes.
water is not available,
Uh,
if it is available from the lake or river, then it is
uh,
possible.
yes, it is possible. Actually, if you will use river water or lake water, so as compared with the salty water, you will receive somewhat higher output, because in salty water you require evaporation. Okay, so salty water sometimes, if you will carry out the experiment with the salty water as well as the river water, so salty water requires somewhat higher heat as compared with the river water. Okay, actually, many experiments that I have carried out from salty water, river water, lake water. One research article has been also published. Actually, that I'm not showing you, but at the end of this lecture, I will share with you so you can understand very easily. Okay, the
Okay, sir. Thank you.
construction working is very simple. So what my point for discussion is that after this lecture, whatever knowledge that you have grasped, you are requested to apply in this solar steel, because this solar steel is not still available in market because of the lower distillate output. So if you will increase the output, so definitely this will come into market, because the capital cost is lower, running cost is lower, because it requires the solar energy. Now, from the research work which I have carried out, so one article has been published in Groundwater for Sustainable Development. Okay, and from the evacuated tube solar steel, one article has been published in Process Safety and Environmental Protection Journal. It is SCIE, that is called Science Citation Index Expanded Journal, with an impact factor more than 4. In this article, I have used single basin solar steel with evacuated tubes and also calcium stones as a sensible heat storage material, because last lecture I have already told you that if you will use the sensible heat storage material, so what happened during the sunshine hour, the excess heat can be stored and it can be released during the off sunshine hour. So if you will use the sensible heat storage material with single basin solar steel with vacuum tubes, so definitely your daytime and nighttime output will be increased. So from this basic idea, one experiment has been conducted, and whatever results have been received, all the results published in these journals. Now one more good research work which has been conducted. In this research work, you all are knowing that in case of solar steel, we require glass cover. Okay, but at present, semi-transparent photovoltaic modules are available in market. These semi-transparent photovoltaic modules will work as a glass cover, and also it will generate the electricity. Okay, so in place of the glass cover, semi-transparent photovoltaic module can be put, and the one experimental setup has been prepared with the help of the evacuate tubes and solar steel. Okay, so from this article, we came to know that you can not generate only the potable water, but you can also generate the electricity. Okay, so this kind of setup is very useful for a place where the potable water and electricity are the main problem. Okay, so this is a simple idea that one research article has been published by one research group from Iran. Okay, so whenever you will free, you are requested to see this paper, and you can also use the same principle for many other thermal application, because semi-transparent photovoltaic modules are already available. Now, how the solar steel can be worked? So evacuate tubes are there, so cold water will go to downward side, it will receive the solar radiation, becomes the hot water. Okay, so from this kind of arrangement, you cannot generate only the potable water, but you can also generate the electricity. Okay, now if you want to see the applications of the evacuate tubes for various thermal application, not for the solar energy is concerned, but the we can say that many other solar thermal application. So you can also read this paper, that is a application of evacuated tubes collector to harness the solar energy. In this review article, around 60 to 70 research articles has been used to prepare the review articles, and from this article I came to know that there is a good potential of evacuated tubes in solar thermal application. Only not for the water heater, for water heating, for drying, but also you can also use these evacuate tubes with the hybrid system, that is called photovoltaic as well as the thermal application. And at present, it is also possible to generate the electricity through the hybrid solar, thermal and photovoltaic power plant. Okay, so many new doors will be open in future with the evacuate tubes, because at present in India we only know the evacuate tubes for the solar water heater or for solar desalination, but in future you will see the application of the evacuate tubes for other solar thermal applications. Okay, now what are the current research work on evacuate tubes with the solar steel? So at present, one of my student is working on evacuate tubes with integrated with the fins, because evacuate tubes will supply the hot water in the basin with the fins. So fins will increase surface area, so the hot water supply and the increment of the surface area, definitely that will increase the distillate output. That is why I have put it here, that evacuate tubes with the solar steel integrated with fins, definitely you will increment the distillate output. Second one, you can use the same arrangement, that evacuate tubes with the solar steel and condenser. In my first lecture, I have already told you what is the purpose of condenser. So there are two portions are there. First is hot water temperature and inner glass cover temperature. So inner glass cover temperature can be reduced by many techniques. Among the many techniques, the condenser is a base technique that can reduce the inner glass cover temperature. So if you will solar steel with coupled with the evacuate tubes, and if you will use the condenser, so the hot water can be supplied with the help of evacuate tubes and temperature is reduced by the condenser. So definitely the output will be increased. And at present, one of my PhD student is working on the condenser, and we have also filed one design patent on condenser. Actually, we have prepared one new design of condenser, and also we are going to file a full patent with a new design of solar steel with the condenser. Third one, that the same thing, that is called solar steel with the evacuate tubes and with condenser. Okay, and with you can use the sensible heat storage material. So sensible heat storage material can store the excess of heat, and that will release during the off sunshine hour. And you can also use the same system with the combined storage, that is called sensible and latent heat storage material. So the solar steel with the sensible heat storage material, latent heat storage material with evacuator tubes and with condenser, this kind of combination is not still attended by the researchers. So if there are researcher means master degree or PhD students are there, so some ideas you have to grasp from this lecture, so you can easily know your research gap, and from research gap you will obtain the objectives, and then you can start your research work. Now third one, you can use parabolic trough collector that is coupled with the solar desalination system. So I have put one simple title, that why the parabolic trough collector coupled with the solar desalination system. So reason is very simple, that parabolic trough collector will be used. Parabolic trough collector will supply the hot water. Okay, but in this lecture, I will share with you some of the example in which the parabolic trough collector supply hot water, and also the parabolic trough collector can supply the hot oil. Okay, now how it can be used in solar desalination system, that we will work. Now we all are knowing regarding with the parabolic trough collector, which is briefly written as PT collector, how it works. So it has a shape like a parabola, okay, and it has a receiver tube. Okay, so due to the higher reflectivity material that can be used for the parabola, so solar rays will be reflected by the parabolic trough collector to the receiver tube. Okay, in receiver tube, if you will supply the water also receive the sun rays and become hot water, and this hot water will go for the other applications. Okay, so parabolic trough collector is a mature technology. Okay, and many researchers have already worked on parabolic trough collector, and at present the parabolic trough collector is used for the solar thermal power plant, because it is a mature technology. Now, the first experiment with the solar steel with the parabolic trough collector, you can see two figures. First figure, that is a line diagram. Second one, the experimental setup. Okay, so from the solar steel, here one pump is not shown. Okay, so the cold water is passing through the receiver tube. Okay, so receiver tube receive the sun rays. Okay, and it will become the hot water. Hot water will supply to the basin, and we all are knowing, if you will supply the hot water to basin, it requires less heat for the evaporation, and your evaporation will be fast, and you will obtain the potable water. So this is a simple experiment with solar steel and parabolic trough collector, and distillate output can be raised 70 to 80% as compared with the conventional solar steel. And generally conventional solar steel will produce a 3 liter water average. Okay, so 70 to 80%, that 3 into 70%, that is 2.8, that is 5.8 liter distillate output is obtained from the solar steel coupled with the parabolic trough collector. Second experiment that has been conducted by one researcher from Charoset University, that is Charota University of Science and Technology, in which they have used a simple parabola from the aluminum sheet, and they have also used a simple receiver tube, but only research work which they have conducted, that they use the water, but that water is mixed with the Al2O3 nanofluid. Al2O3 nanofluid, because yesterday we have discussed that whenever you will use the nanofluid or nanoparticles, So the nanofluid or nanoparticle will increase the thermal conductivity of water. And if such water is passing through the parabolic trough collector, so temperature of that water will be increased. And then if you will supply that water to the conventional solar steel, so definitely your output will be raised as compared with the simple solar steel. So this was the a simple idea that they have conducted, and increase the distillate output because parabolic trough collector has been used, so it will supply the hot water with nanofluid. Now, third one, in which in place of directly supply the hot water, if you will use the solar steel with the heat exchanger with the basin, and in place of hot water you can supply the oil. So here one experiment that has been conducted by one research group from Egypt, in which a parabolic trough collector use and double slope solar steel with you can see inner side one red color, we can say heat exchanger. You can see now how it will work. So with the help of the oil tank, the oil is there. That oil will be circulated with the help of the oil pump. Okay, oil pump will supply oil to the receiver tube. Receiver tube will receive the sun rays, become hot oil, and hot oil will supply to the basin heat exchanger. Okay, whenever the hot oil supply to the heat exchanger, so the temperature of the tubes will be increased, and if you will fill the water with uh, water inside the basin, so definitely the heat transfer will be takes place between the water as well as the heat exchanger. So temperature of the water will be increased, and further that oil is the uh, passing through the inlet to outlet, and then it will come to the oil tank, and further from oil pump it will supply to the parabolic trough collector, and the cycle is repeated. So this is the new thing that we have discussed, that in place of direct supply of water you can use the oil. Okay, and in place of oil you can use many other, we can say that viscous oils that you can use. So now if you want to start your research work with solar steel and parabolic trough collector, so various heat transfer fluids are already available. Okay, Therminol is also a heat transfer fluid that you can also use, and at present one of my student is working on such kind of design, in which he has already designed the parabolic trough collector and also solar steel with the heat exchanger. And for the heat exchanger design, you can also use the HTRI software. Okay, from which you can design the heat exchanger pitch and other things. Okay, and then the oil pump that you can use, and how much capacity that you require, that means this whole system that you can design. Okay, and definitely in place of the supply of direct water, this system will give you higher output as compared with the single slope solar steel and direct supply of water. So parabolic trough collector has also a very good advantage as compared with evacuate tube collector. That is why some researchers are also working on such kind of arrangement. Okay, now this is a diagram of the oil heat exchanger. Okay, so a figure was also available, that is why, and research scholars are there. So you can see this is a oil heat exchanger. Okay, and what is oil heat exchanger? In which the oil is flowing, and above the oil heat exchanger water can be used. So whenever the hot oil will be supplied, so there will be heat transfer, and due to heat transfer the water will be heated, and the evaporation takes place and the distillate output will be increased. And this is an experimental setup. Okay, you can see the Egypt group is there. So in Egypt they use the double slope solar steel with you can see the angle of latitude is 26.5 degree. That is why you can see the angle of glass cover is 26.5 degree. Okay, and you can also see the parabolic trough collector. You can see the oil pump. Okay, so this is a figure of a parabolic trough collector coupled with the solar steel. Now, one more experiment that has been conducted by a research group of Egypt, in which a new thing that I will show you, parabolic trough collector that we all are knowing. In parabolic trough collector, the oil is supplied. Okay, so whenever the oil will be supplied, become hot oil. The oil pump will supply that oil to the solar steel. Now the solar steel has a basin with a heat exchanger. So in heat exchanger, the hot oil is passing. So if you will use water, so water will be heated. Okay, and the distillate output will be higher, and the oil can be further supplied to the parabolic trough collector with the help of the oil pump. And second, if you will use the flat plate collector, okay, flat plate collector. So in flat plate collector, you can use a pump. So pump will supply the cold water. Okay, so the cold water is passing through the flat plate collector. Flat plate collector, when a water is passing, it becomes hot water, and hot water is further supplied to the solar steel. So whenever the hot water is supplied, so definitely your output will be increased. So this is a new kind of system that has been fabricated by a research group from Egypt, in which we can say two times. First time, that is from the parabolic trough collector, we can say the water temperature is raised, and second one from the flat plate collector, water temperature is raised. So definitely, if two times if water temperature is raised, so definitely your distillate output will be higher. Okay, so this is a very good experiment. Okay, and now if you will carry out one research work, so you can use a sensible heat storage material in solar steel in this kind of arrangement. Instead of the oil, you can also use various types of oil, because the heat transfer fluids are already available. You can also use the waste cooking oil, because the waste cooking oil is somewhat waste and it has not much use. The people are doing research work on biodiesel, okay, from the waste cooking oil, but you can also use such kind of oil in this kind of system to increase the distillate output. So this is a some research work which you can conduct after learning this figure. And now one review article recently published by the Ambient Energy Journal. It is a concise review on solar steel with the parabolic trough collector, because only 10 to 12 researchers are there from all around the world who have worked on solar steel or solar desalination system with the parabolic trough collector. So whenever you will free, you are requested to kindly see this paper. And at the end of the paper, I have also concluded some points and also added future research work. So from future research work, you are also start either master's or PhD with parabolic trough collector with the solar desalination system. Okay, now future works. So for the future works, I have already told you, but some points which I have derived from my research works, that is a use of parabolic trough collector with magnetic fluid and test the performance of solar steel. Recently, one of my friend from Satyabhama Engineering College, he prepared one magnetic fluid and used in solar steel. And the magnetic fluid has a peculiar property to enhance the distillate output. So this kind of fluid that can be also used as oil, and that you can supply through the parabolic trough collector, and you can also test the performance. Okay. In second one, you use of parabolic trough collector with mixing of two oils. Okay. Because if you will use two oils, means mix two oils, so definitely we can say that the performance will be improved as per my knowledge, because the mixing of two oils will also increase the performance with the increment of temperature of water whenever it is passing through the parabolic trough collector and solar steel with uh, parabolic trough collector and solar steel with heat exchanger. Now, in coating is concerned, because coating has also a good application and good, we can say, future work. And one of my scholar is also working on coatings. So use of coatings of surface of parabolic trough collector to enhance the reflectivity, because the coating has two types, reflective coating as well as the thermal conductivity enhancement coating. So reflective coating can be used to increase the on the surface. So definitely your reflectivity will be enhanced, and due to enhancement of reflectivity, we can increase the temperature of water or oil which is passing through the receiver tubes. And last one, use of coating of receiver tubes to enhance the temperature of water or oil to pass through it. Okay. Now, a last point for the discussion, and for today's context, it is very important. It is called humidification and dehumidification system. Now, friend, actually, we all have studied the HDS system in mechanical engineering, because in heat and mass transfer, we have already studied the psychrometry. Okay. In psychrometry, we have studied what is humidification and what is dehumidification. Okay. And for the knowledge is concerned, the condensation starts whenever the temperature will reach up to its dew point temperature. So first of all, let me share with you how the HDS system is work. And friend, from the solar steel, whatever the research work which I have been carried out, from that research work, I came to know that around 20 to 25 liter distillate output is possible from the solar steel. But if you want to get 50 liter, 500 liter, 50,000 liter, so it is only possible to use HDH system, that is called the humidification and dehumidification system. And world largest desalination plant, it is available in Algeria. And at present, our Gujarat government is also done MOU with some companies to prepare to install desalination plant, and generally such kind of desalination plant is working on the HDS system. Okay. And sometimes they use the RO, or we can membrane distillation system. But membrane distillation system, it has a drawback. That in membrane distillation, the membrane will be not used after 2 to 3 uses. Okay. That is why there is a good scope of research work for the HDH system. Now, how it works? So in HDH system, the solar collector is used. So whenever the dry air will come into solar collector, it will take the solar rays, become hot air. Hot air is passing through the humidifier or diffusion tower. So air get humidified, and that humidified air is passing through the dehumidifier. In dehumidifier, the cold water is passing. So due to the heat transfer between cold water as well as warm and humid air, okay, the water is produced, that is called condensate, and whatever air is present, that air will go to the atmosphere. So the condensate, it is nothing but the water. Okay, generally for the knowledge point of view, I can say that whatever water that we will obtain uh, behind the air conditioning system, it is called the simple called condensate. So such kind of system is nothing but the HDS system, that is called humidification and dehumidification system. Actually in HDS system, many researchers have done work, but today I will share with you my research work, because I received one grant from DST to carry out the research work on HDS system. Now, what is solar HDS system? In solar HDS system, you can see solar air heater is used. It supply the hot air from blower. It is passing through the humidifier. In humidifier, packing material is used. Okay, so humid air is passing through the means hot air or humid air is passing through the dehumidifier. Okay, and in dehumidifier, the cold water is passing. So the condensate is produced. The condensate is stored in distillate tank. Okay, and we can say that whatever water is passing, that water can be further, we can say that recirculated. And right side you can see a figure, that is an actual setup of the HDS system. Here you can see solar air heater. Okay, this one is humidifier, and next one that is called the dehumidifier. And these are the line diagrams of humidifier as well as the dehumidifier. Now in my system, I have used the flash evaporation. Now for the flash evaporation, actually as a mechanical engineer, we all are knowing regarding with the flash chamber or flash evaporation. So in flash chamber, we can say that whenever the saturated stream is passing through the flash chamber, so two-phase mixture is produced, partial water, partial steam. So the steam can be passing, that steam will be leave the flash chamber. Okay, and it will passing through the condenser. Now one line diagram is shown. So first of all, how this line diagram is work, the solar water heater 1 and 2. So the water is passing through the solar water heater 1 become hot water, that is stored, and the hot water is further passing through the solar water heater number 2, and then hot water is passing through the flash chamber. So in flash chamber, flashing will be there, so steam and water will be there. So water is waste, but that water is further passing through the solar water heater, and whatever steam is there, that steam leaves the flash chamber and it will go to the condenser, and condensation is occurs, and we will obtain the distillate output. So first system that we have discussed, it was the HDS system, that is called humidification and dehumidification system. This system, it is called the flash evaporation system and condensation system. And if you will combine these both the system, that is why it is called the hybrid system. Okay, so in hybrid system, you can see it is nothing but the combination of HDS system, flash system, and whatever from the flash system, partial water is passing through the solar water heater, and remaining water, that is hot water, it is stored in the tank, and that water is passing through the solar steel. So in solar steel, if you will supply hot water, so definitely your output will be increased. So this is a new system which we have developed. Okay, now how this system is work, let me share with you. A mixing tank is very important tank. So first of all, in mixing tank, the water is there, water is passing through the humidifier. Okay, and we can say that and from the solar air heater, the hot air is passing through the humidifier. So due to heat transfer, the hot and humid air is passing through the dehumidifier and supply the cold water. So condensate will be there, and condensate is received. Second one, the water is there. The water is passing through solar water heater 1 and passing through 2, and then it will go to the flash chamber. In flash chamber, the flashing will be there. So partial water, partial steam is there. Steam leaves and it will go to the condenser, and water is there. So partial water is passing through the solar water heater for circulation of water in the cycle, and the partial water is stored in tank, which is hot water, and hot water is passing through the solar steel. So solar steel will generate the will produce the potable water. So in this kind of system, the water is obtained from the HDS system, that is called humidification and dehumidification system. What is also obtained for the flash evaporation system with condenser, and water is also obtained from the solar steel. Okay, so if you will combine all such kind of system, so definitely your distillate output is around 50 liter water per day. This is a actual setup which we have prepared. Okay, here you can see solar water heater number 1, number 2. Okay, beside here you can see solar air heater, humidifier, dehumidifier, flash chamber, condenser. Okay, in flash chamber, vacuum should be maintained, so vacuum pump has been used. Here you can see solar steel is there. Okay, so this is a whole diagram from grant received from DST. And 1st May to 10th May 2020, whatever the readings has been obtained from solar steel, single stage flash evaporation and HDS system, you can see it is around 54 liter, 57 liter, 50 liter. That means average output is around 50 liter from the hybrid desalination system. This is a simple system. Okay, and from this system, actually we have designed for 50 liter per day, but it is also possible to design for 500 liters also. And from this kind of system, the energy payback time is around 3 to 4 years, and the cost per liter is around 1.5 rupees to 2 rupees. And after learning all such research work, one simple desalination device which we have fabricated. Here you can see this device. In this device also we can produce 50 liter water per day, and it can be used for solar desalination and conventional desalination system. If you will couple the solar air heater as well as the solar water heater, so this whole device can be converted into solar desalination. And if you will supply only water and air, because blower I have put it here. Okay, so blower, and with the heater here also I have put it here. So it is also possible to convert the system into conventional desalination system as well as the solar desalination system. So you can use at any way. And this system is also produce 50 liter water per day. Okay, one design patent has already granted, and we have also sent the full patent of this design, and we have also received first examination report. Okay, that is why we have not published any kind of research work on this design, and very soon the patent will be granted, and then I will prepare a research work, and this design will be shared with you, shared with government also, because this is a simple design. Now we are also going to apply one grant to DST also for the 500 liter per day. Okay, and if that design will be fulfilled, so definitely from 500 to 5 lakh liter per day, water is also possible. So HDH system, that is called humidification and dehumidification system, has a potential to produce a water in an abundant quantity. So in future also you will find out desalination plant at our home as well as the industry also. Okay, one research paper, simple, and this research paper from this figure, not from my design patent. Okay. So friend, thank you very much. Now, if you have any question, any doubt, then you are requested to ask me. I will try my level best to answer. 1 minute. From the double basin solar steel, the cost is around, whenever I have done my PhD, at the same time, the cost was around 8,000 rupees. But at present, the cost is around 14,000 rupees to 15,000 rupees. And if you want to work, so in Shodh Ganga website, if you will write my name, Hitesh Panchal, so my whole thesis is available.
Sir, for this hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, it is a cost. It is 14,000. What will be the capacity?
Madam, capacity for double basin, the capacity of water to store or capacity of water for production of water means.
No, for the means suppose for the storing. What will be the capacity per?
Madam, for storing, you can store 30 liter water in storage tank, and from the output is concerned, around 8 to 10 liter water is possible. And we have also tested the same solar steel with CSIR lab also. So at the same time, we receive 10 liter water. So we can say that 10 liter water is possible in a double basin. And if you will go for triple basin, it is a base design that you will obtain around 20 liter water.
Okay, and what will be the input flow?
Madam, input water is that the input water, that is, you can take saline water, or you use the brackish water, or we can say the pond water. Definitely you can use. Actually, this whole process works on the evaporation and condensation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
so any kind of water that you can use for the production of water.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, madam.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, in one of your experiments, yes, sir, I am asking.
Yes, sir. Yes.
In one of your experiments, you have shown the 3 thermocouples which measures the various temperatures.
Yes,
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what are the decisions to be taken depending on these temperatures, and automation is used or not for that decisions?
Sir, actually, the use of here, actually automation is not a point. Why I have put the 3 thermocouples? Actually, 2 thermocouples are okay to measure the water temperature and inner glass cover temperature. But I want to know about if the temperature of that basin will be higher. So why the temperature of hot water will be lower over the basin? This was my simple idea. That is why I have put the 3 thermocouples. Otherwise, if I will put the 2 thermocouples, it is okay, sir, because I require only the water temperature and inner glass cover temperature, because whatever the water is produced, that water production is equal to evaporative heat transfer coefficient HEW in bracket TW minus TCI upon latent heat of vaporization. This is the equation. So from that equation, I will obtain the theoretical distillate output. Simple.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
sir, good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, sir, you have mentioned regarding that semiconductor glass cover. So,
Yes.
is it available? Is it available in India, and what is the approximate cost?
So semi-transparent glass cover is available in India, and costs are actually uh, before 4 years ago, I have purchased from Delhi one company that is called Central Electronics Limited, and for actually I have used 20-watt panel, and at the same time the cost was around 3,000 rupees, sir. At present I don't know, but semi-transparent glass cover has been used by many researchers, and at the end of this lecture I will share with you some of the link of research article from IIT Delhi. Actually, in IIT Delhi, Dr. G.N. Tiwari sir has published 3 to 4 research articles in which they have used semi-transparent photovoltaic panel from solar desalination system. Second one, solar dryer they have used.
Okay,
So,
thank you, sir. Thank you.
so semi-transparent
Hello,
has,
sir.
yes, sir.
Am I
Sir,
audible?
sir, one another query.
Yes, sir.
Just a
Uh,
minute, Mahesh, sir.
okay, sir. You can ask now.
Sir, I have 2 questions. The first one is, can we use any type of mirror, lens, or
Sorry,
concentrator
sir,
to improve
sir,
the... Hello?
sir, 1 minute. Yes, sir.
So my question is to you, can we use any type of mirror, lens, or concentrator to improve the temperature of water in solar steel?
Sir, it is possible. Actually, booster mirror has been used by researcher, but actually what will happen if you will use mirror? So it will reflect the sun rays. The first sun rays will come into contact with the glass cover. So it will not affect on much performance, and it will
Okay.
also increase the temperature of condensation surface. So whenever the condensation surface will be, temperature will be increased, so definitely your output will be reduced. But yes, it is possible. At inner side you can use the glass reflector, so it is possible, but for outside you cannot use. It will reduce the performance. And
Okay, sir.
also, yes.
So can we use the PCM?
Sir, PCM, actually, it is also one of my research area. I have published some of the articles, and at present, I am working on PCM with fins, because fins has very good. Actually, I have told you okay, it will improve surface area, but fins with this PCM will enhance. Let me share with you one of the research article so you can understand very easily regarding with the use of PCM, because PCM has very good, we can say that, research in solar desalination system. 1 minute, sir. One minute, let me share.
Okay, sir.
Is it visible, friend?
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
You can see, okay. FADL is my friend. We are working on solar desalination system. Dr. A. Kabil is also my colleague. Now here you can see in his research article, they have used tubular solar steel with square and circular hollow fins with phase change material. This was his setup. These are fins, you can see, and below it you can use PCM. tubular steel with hollow circular fin with PCM. The whole research, one research article has been published in Journal of Energy Storage. So PCM has we can say that good research in solar desalination system, and at present fins with PCM. It has a good idea for further research work. And for PCM is concerned, what I am suggesting, you can use not only PCM, but you can use a phase change material and sensible heat storage material. So definitely your output will be improved, because if you will see the research article, that nobody has still published any research article with solar desalination system with PCM and sensible heat storage material. That is why if you will work on the solar desalination system, so you can carry out such kind of work. Now, next question, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
What is the cost of double basin solar steel? Double basin solar steel cost, it is around 7,000 to 8,000 rupees. It is 1,000 more, and the cost of single basin solar steel is 6,000 rupees in market.
Sir, in case of a parabolic trough collector,
Okay.
I don't know whether it was discussed or not. Where should be the position or placement of the receiver tube? I think it should be at the focal line so that it can receive maximum.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, we all are knowing y equal to ax square equation. Okay. So at a focal length, okay, it is a basic question, sir. Yes. But sir, it is but if you will see some research article, then you will come to know that some researcher has also worked on how to improve the performance of receiver tube, because receiver tube is a only we can say place where the water is heated or oil is heated. Okay, and there will be a heat loss also, but the heat loss is not counted by a researcher. Okay, so I have seen one research article recently in which the researcher from Ukraine has reduced 25% loss from receiver tube by coating. That is why I have put one of the word that coating can also use in receiver tube, and it will be the future.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions from the participants?
And friend, if you have any question, okay, I will share with you my email address. It is engineerhitesh2000. If you have any doubt, you are requested to kindly send me your doubts or question. Definitely I will answer. And if you want to start any good research work in solar desalination system, then also you are requested to ask me. I will share with you 3 or 4 ideas. So definitely in future, what I wish that like RO, reverse osmosis system, that we should have the desalination system at our home. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
is it possible to share your PPT to the
100%.
participants, because of number? Yeah, so better you just send me the same PPT on my WhatsApp, and so that I can share the same thing to the group of the participants.
100%, sir. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir. One more thing that I would like to say.
Yes,
This
sir.
was actually really a very interesting session, as far as the series of experiment that you have shown. So this is really very interesting session, because of actually one by one, step by step, as academician, it is really step by step we have understand each and every step, and how you can go in the depth by doing experiment. So it was really very nice session. And sir, one more thing, that you are really actually deserve to say the most valuable researcher on the solar, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, now Modi sir, over to you.
Thank you very much, sir, behalf
Thank you,
of the Sasit family. And thank you very much from all the participants. So next session will be started at 11:45. Thank you all.